Okay, welcome back to Critical Rocket once again. Today we're going to be looking at Company of Heroes 2. I'm going to be doing two separate videos. First one is going to be from the German perspective, and the second one is going to be from the Soviet perspective. I'm going to be playing a comp stomp map because frankly I suck in online multiplayer RTS games. So I always prefer to have an advantage over the AI, so we're going to have 3 Soviet expert, 1 German hard and 2 German expert with my crappy self playing. I'm going to be running with a close air support doctrine because who doesn't like Stukas flying across the field, blowing the crap out of everything and strafing infantry. I decided to do these videos today because next month we're going to have the launch of the Western Front Armies DLC. It's going to be adding the US forces and the Oberkommando West, I think they're calling it, which isn't the real name of any of the armies west of the Rhine. It was just a catch-all name, I guess, for all the SS units and other mixed German infantry and army platoons that were sent over there at the time. So obviously that will be taking place around about the same period as the first game, which is going to be D-Day. You'll be playing as paratroopers for the US Army and probably a couple of different armoured units. Probably like the Crazy Eights, that kind of thing. So let's see. Yep, close air support. First thing you want to do as the Germans is get your infantry company building up before the AI steals all the space in your goddamn base. Because they have a habit of just building everything, everything around and close to your base, and then when it comes to you actually trying to upgrade your own position, they've already taken all the prime real estate. Still, it's better than the original game, where units would magically appear out of a building, because apparently they were constructing tanks there on site, which is a bit strange. At least in this game the units actually appear off the edge of the map, so anyway you can see the black and white dotted line. That's where units will probably come in from. So let's get set up. Rally point. We'll get a couple of Jaeger groups in, or Grenadiers. Germans are quite different in this game. In the original game they were a bit more flexible. They were kind of a jack-of-all-trades type unit. To counter the US forces' similarities, but with the original expansion Opposing Fronts, when they added the Panzerlehr as a second German faction and the British, they had a bit more specialised sort of setup for their armies. This one, I think the Germans are kind of a mix of, I don't know, the original Wehrmacht army and probably a bit of the British army, because they play quite defensively in this one. Nearly every German unit can construct bunkers, which can turn into 3 types of structure. You can have a MG bunker, you can have a medic bunker, so you can heal your units, or you can have a command bunker, which will allow you to reinforce your units without having to retreat them back to the HQ. I'm just waiting for my 2 units to arrive. Try not to grab the engineers or the pioneers, because that would not work out well. So this is Face Off at Rostov, this map. It's one of the 6 to 8 player maps. This one's quite good because there's a lot of different little alleyways and avenues to sort of move vehicles and infantry around. The map can get quite hectic. And yeah, it sets up some pretty good matches. Plus it's a winter map that doesn't have blizzards. And they played up the blizzard angle as being this really deep mechanic that was really going to change how you played, and all it really did was it made the screen hideously white and your units froze to death if they weren't near a campfire. That was it really. I mean, it didn't freeze vehicles, like the fuel didn't freeze solid and the tank couldn't move. No, the tanks could still drive around normally. Just limited visibility. It was kind of a blowout as far as features go. But then, you know, you're complaining about realism in a Company of Heroes game. This is Company of Heroes, where a Tetrarch tank could drive around a King Tiger in the original and take a hit and still not get destroyed instantly. So these games are not obviously built around any kind of realistic notion of it. I mean, it pissed off enough Russians out there. God, if you were there at launch, you would have seen all of the horrendous posts about how it wasn't representing the Russians, how it was telling a bunch of lies. Whole controversy over that in and of itself. You could do entire videos about those complaints. Conversely, the Russians play quite differently from the Germans. They're a bit more aggressive, but they have weaker infantry, I guess, to represent the idea that they had these vast armies, but they weren't as highly trained or specialised as the Wehrmacht forces. Although, after that showing you just saw there my 2 grenadier units getting chewed up by machine gun rounds, probably not giving that impression at the moment. We might have to get someone else. Let's see what we've got. Sniper.
Don't let us freeze
That'll stop those MG squads. In the meantime, these, yeah, they're pushing. Oh wow, I really love the graphics on this game. The effects are great. Oh, ow, Jesus, those guys. Oh, they're burning to death. Oh, that's hideous. Yeah, not a nice way to go. Not the prettiest. In fact, a lot of the Russian units use flamethrowers. Penal battalions use them, engineers use them. I think the Germans only have 1 flamethrower unit. I think the Russians have like 3, because I think the KV-8 heavy tank, that's a flamethrower variant, so the Russians are definitely way more aggressive as a faction. There's a mortar team, let's see if we can get this mortar. I think the Germans have a lot of they have a lot more support units, so that's the way it balances. The Russians have far more assault units, and the Germans are more defensive, but they can do more damage before they have to fall back. In a grenadier unit versus a conscript unit, it's 6 on 4, but the grenadiers will always win in a stand-up fight. But the upside is for the Russians is that the conscripts are extremely cheap. Wow, they've already got. That's an Osttroopen unit, I believe. So one of the AI is using a different skin type. This video could end up being quite long, but I'm recording this on Shadowplay, so it will break it into parts. So if I suddenly stop in the middle of a sentence, it'll be because Shadowplay would have recorded a set amount of footage and then gone over to the next piece. So if you want to hear what I was rambling on about, you can always click on part 2 then and find out what that sentence was. I'm sure you're hanging on to every word. Oh yeah, my sniping. I forgot about this guy. Let's see. Where can we set him up? There's a nice truck here. Get him set up behind the truck. Like German snipers, you get 1 lone sniper, whereas the Russian units are 2-man teams. They still have this escalate system as well, where the Germans have to escalate to different battle phases. MG position again. And I'm going to have to fall back in because I've got mortars coming. Oh, shit. Oh, I just lost the entire Grenadier battalion. Oh, there's Peter and Wilhelm there. Dragging themselves along. Shrapnel all up in their asses. Yeah, they're fucked. Yeah, they're dead. That's right. Okay, well, I'm going to call another unit now. Another Grenadier battalion. The Goblin battalion is a 4-man team. Right, here's the sniper. Let's creep him over. Let's see what we can see. See, snipers are really great scout units because they've got quite a long field of vision, and they have this new line of sight system in this game. That's where you can see all the sort of fog of war, sort of warping and changing, because it's based on what the units can see around them, rather than just being you can see everything in this direction for a set distance. You can see that he's gone sort of transparent because that represents that he's hidden, and he'll reveal himself when a shot's fired. And yeah, if you hear any noises in the background, it may be a cat. Maybe a cat getting really annoyed because she might want to go upstairs. Oh shit, flamethrower. Ah, get out of there, get out of there. Oh crap. Yeah, that was close. See, these Russians with these flamethrowers.
Grenadiers.
Oh, look, they can't get enough of them.
We have been promised MG42s.
Alright. Now, Grenadiers are good because you can give them MG42s. It takes them a while, but once they've got them, they can chew infantry up pretty quick. We've also escalated, so now we can have a leichter mechanized company.
Good news is building it will keep us warm.
Grenadiers.
However, we have a field medic station, so we'll send them over there, that'll heal them. We'll send the sniper over there now as well. As soon as he stops running, come on, there we go. Oh, they've already got a vehicle, look at that. Quad mount 50 cal M3 half track. I was very surprised that they decided to give the Russians M3 half tracks, no BA6 armoured scout cars. I don't know, I just thought it would have been a bit more fitting to give the, I don't know, the Russian army Russian vehicles rather than a load of Lend-Lease stuff. I mean, you don't see the German army in this game running around with, you know, Italian tanks or Romanian tanks or Hungarian tanks or something, do you? No, pretty much just the same kind of stuff. Okay, let's see if we can take this point over here. Get the sniper with us. We've got two MG42s. I believe the sniper's using a G41 or no, it looks like a G43. So, let's get the camera to focus on him. So one of the other things I really like about this game is you can really zoom in and see all the awesome graphics they've got. Oh, and he gets a kill. What have we seen? Ah! Haha! Multi-team. Yeah. Blown up my guys. Nice. Although they have another multi-team. Oh crap. Oh! Pioneers, kill them. Ah! The M50 quad mount. Okay, right. Well, we can do some damage to this. Bit of a sacrifice here. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Guys, you're really taking your time about using these panzer posts. Alright, retreat. Oh, I lost it. I lost both. Oh, for God's sake. And that would have come from a Zis gun that would be firing in artillery mode. So, that's fun. Yeah, my sniper's, he's getting revenge. Shooting these Russians down. Although now he's taking mortar fire. Yeah, he's got to pull back, or he's going to get a mortar round right in his head. Let's get an SD KFC. Is it 222? Oh, it's the 221. I think it's the 222 when you upgrade it though. It has the 20mm cannon on top. Alright, let's get a Panzer Grenadier unit to replace and another standard Grenadier unit. Actually, I think there are less units in this game than there were in the original. Okay, we can escalate to phase 2 now. That'll give me access to Panzer IVs and Stugs, and there's another vehicle. I think it's a half track. Oh no, it's the Ostwind. It's the Flak Panzer. That's what it gives me access to. I very rarely use it, to be honest. There we go. And I can immediately put the 20mm cannon upgrade. This is going to be good because any of those half tracks come along, I'm just going to get torn up by this. I have a soft spot for these little vehicles as well. I think they look pretty cool. I just have to question, like, why do we have the blue lines? Why do we have the yellow lines? Like allied units have yellow lines. Apparently it's a blue. Could they not just be black lines or something? Because I could tell what my units are because they'll be marked on the map. It was a gripe I had in the original. I don't know if there might be a mod out there that allows you to fix that. I don't know. There's another MG42. And these guys will give them some Panzer Shreks. That's a lot of my munitions taken up. And considering all of these require a lot of resources to use, I mean the anti-infantry strike is 60, the U-87 anti-tank strafe is 90, and the Stuka bombing run is 160. So they're expensive abilities to use time and again. Oh god, they have a T-34. Okay, let's see if we can do something about that over here. We'll take a risk. We'll send the SDKFC in as well, because that tank's not in great shape. It looks like he's rammed something. Done a lot of damage to himself. Probably rammed the Stug. That's why it was abandoned. I do like the abandonment mechanic actually. The fact that you can capture enemy vehicles simply by killing the crew. And if you can get them back and repair them in time, you can have like Russian tanks or German tanks, depending on who you're playing to your side, which is pretty cool. Let's move up secure there. Ah, you see, that's what this 20mm cannon's best at. It's at taking out infantry units quickly, because it's basically just... Oh, great. They had an anti-tank grenade. Hopefully they'll repair me. The AI is actually pretty good at doing this now. Should start repairing, provided I can take out this MG squad. Oh, and the mortar team that has appeared. We need the sniper to get them. No. Oh. Oh, get out of there, guys. Was I going to lose my grenadiers again? Down to one man. Oh god. I am very sorry here, folks. I am doing terribly. Terribly bad. But this is why, if I was playing against another, like, real people, real human players, that I wouldn't have even got this far. I would have been dead. They would have just, I don't know, spammed some unit, who got inside, killed all my dudes, and that would have been, I wouldn't have had any way of rebuilding my base. You see, this is why I like comp stomp, because you can take your time. You take your time, you let the AI, I mean the AI is doing brilliantly. I mean, you look at the centre of the map, we've got tanks rolling around in there, we're capturing points, pushing them back, but this side just, oh, it's a real tough nut to crack down there. Alright, let's get them over to the field hospital. Alright, now, here we go. Alright, we can build... I said I haven't built them. Let's build a flak panzer. So let's give it a chance. See if it's any good. It's probably not very good. They probably get its ass shot up in about 3 seconds, but I don't know, that might be down to player error rather than the vehicle being crap. And we can escalate to phase 3, the final phase, which will give me access to Panther tanks and Panzerwerfers and Sturmpanzers or Brumbars, which are okay. I mean, Brumbars are basically an anti-vehicle, anti-building unit. Not very good against tanks. It just lobs huge exploding shells. Panthers are heavy tanks, essentially. Well, the type of medium, really. They were the counter to the T-34, but in this game they're considered one of the high-end tanks for the German army. And the Panzerwerfer 42 is the German version of the Katusha rockets. Although I believe the Katusha are far more effective in their role of anti-infantry and anti-sort of building. So it's a flak panzer rolling in. Basically, it's just a Panzer IV chassis, but they've added the flak turret on top. But obviously, it's got that rapid fire capability. That's what this fight's really over. It's this fuel, because the AI, everything relies on fuel in this game. The late game will almost exclusively be tanks, because that's probably one of the biggest failings of Company of Heroes 1 and 2, really, is that it focuses too heavily on vehicles near the mid to end game stages, and infantry just end up becoming something you use to capture points, and it's tanks that actually destroy the base. Ah, they blew up my sniper. It's interesting how mortars can be that accurate, isn't it? Alright, there we go. We've got rid of that mortar. They've got another MG position. Wait, this is probably the same MG. I mean, can we see their kills? 3 infantry. There we go. Got rid of him. Son of a bitch.
What do you need? Push the spine out of that sector.
Okay. So let's roll up. Let's capture that. And yeah, in the meantime.
Pioneer squad.
Now you may be seeing a few German vehicles soon. A few German vehicles will have like different paint schemes. These will be the winter camos. It's one of the biggest gripes about the game when they launched it was Relic had a lot of I don't know, not post-launch, launch day DLC. They had a ton of it. They're not cheap. I mean, we're talking about skins here, we're not talking about extra content as in more playable maps or new units, we're talking just about skins. Reskinning vehicles, and they were asking for, I think it's something close to near £2 over here per skin, and there are quite a few. There we go. We can try out this anti-infantry strike. The AI cheats because it knows it's coming, so it immediately runs its units away. Well, let's see. Here comes the Stuka. I can't really focus on it, unfortunately. You can see it coming over, and there's the cannons. I think that's all he does. Yeah, I don't think he comes back for another run. And because the AI fled, because it cheated. Oh well, better luck next time, eh? Let's see if we can push around your flank and get these guys.